And then it's time for the main event. Sting and Samoa Joe. They go 16 minutes and 54 seconds. And for the third consecutive year, Sting wins the world title at Bound for Glory. Strong effort from both men, according to the Observer. I thought this was Joe's best match since the Angle match, and I recommend it. Go watch it. It is a crazy, crazy moment. There's a moment in the match here where they're brawling up the stairs, and Joe flies out of a luxury box and flies towards Sting with a missile dropkick, who's on the steps. Meltzer would say there's no safe way to do that move, and I have no idea what possessed Joe to do it, because he had to land with his back on the steps. Even with a flat concrete surface, that would have been a bad bump, but on steps, it's insane. He could have broken his back. It's one of the craziest visuals, and we'll see it pop up from time to time.
Yes.
Twitter memes and things, but did you know he was going to do that before you saw him do that?
Hell no. And to this day, I'd love to ask Joe, why the hell did you do that? I mean, there's no easy way. I mean, it's one of those clips that you can say, oh, that wrestling stuff, that don't really hurt. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me show you this.
They also have Sting use a muscle buster, but of course, that's Joe's finish. But Joe pops right back up like a Road Warrior pile driver spot from the 80s. Joe is then going to use Sting's Scorpion Death Drop, and Sting pops right back up. Sting hits a couple of Stinger splashes. Joe catches him on the third one, slams him down hard, and here comes Kevin Nash. Sting grabs the bat. Nash takes the bat away from him, and Nash hits Joe with a bat. Meltzer would say it's a weak shot. Sting uses the Scorpion Death Drop for the pin and the title win. We finally get to pay off the Kevin Nash Samoa Joe story. They have an unbelievable spectacle of a match. Again, you got to go out of your way to see that bump that Samoa Joe takes. The Observer gives it 3 3/4 stars. The Torch gave it 3 1/4 stars. But once again, Sting is leaving with the world championship. Joe was in, I guess this is his WrestleMania moment, if you will. And what a story, with Kevin Nash being involved and turning on his friend Joe. It's crazy to think, too, that Sting and Samoa Joe still tearing it up 15 years later, this time in AEW. How would you categorize Samoa Joe's run as champion here? Did you feel like it was necessary to put the title on Sting, or are we just going there because of the main event mafia? Talk to me.
I thought, and look, a lot of times it's not like you can sit down and map out a year or 2 years, but I thought Joe not did just good, but great. But when you kind of look at how the chips fell to set up the main event mafia, because in 06, Sting, monster babyface, he sends Jarrett, who is the tyrannical heel. Yay, he won. Following year, Sting wins in a babyface. This year, he wins, but it's the setup to set up the main event mafia. But the finality of mentor mentee being Nash and Joe, it was okay, the payoff, and now basically the battle lines are drawn, that it's the main event mafia against the front line, and Jeff and Mick, because look, it goes without saying, I beat Kurt, but not just an assist, a very strong assist from a sock and a chair shot and we quote unquote, we protected Kurt big time in me going over, but it just got everything in alignment, and the people, they were invested in the storyline. And I think this Bound for Glory, there's so many different, I could pull up a Lawler Dundee finishes in the past that, like, oh my gosh, that was the wrong finish. You kind of the heel, but it kind of set up. Even this past year, we all thought, including me, okay, Cody is winning the belt. Nope, he didn't. Roman's still champ, and now it's set up. But anyway, it was quote unquote a heel finish, but it paid dividends for the next 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, because the main event mafia ran from here to the following September till all the BS went down.